Thank you, Joanne Keys. Let's have a hand for Joanne. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity of Jupiter. I'm Michael Beecher. We welcome you to our service today. It's a really good energy here today. I really feel it. We've got Kathy Ross and Jen Erickson going to be singing for us. We've got Reverend Judith Churchman and Reverend Bob Luckin coming back for a second week. The original speaker was going to be Tom Schindler, and he injured his leg, so unfortunately he had to cancel. So Tom, if you're watching, hope you're feeling better. All right, and so, please silence your cell phones. I always forget to say that, so if you could do that, that would be great. So why don't we all get this thing started? Everybody stand up and let's sing My Soul is Welcome Here.
Right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm in the right place. At the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place. At the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 Welcome here. My soul is welcome here.
All right.
Dun.
And take it away, Rev Judith and Rev Bob. You're up.
I'm up? Oh, I thought, okay.
What's the next song?
Hi, isn't there some reading of notes? Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. I guess we are starting with an opening prayer. And so let's if you'll join me in consciousness, let's know the truth. That we are here, right here and now, and we are in a welcome place. We know there's but one source of all life, one Mother, Father, God, one infinite intelligence, whatever we may call it. We are a part of it, and it is all good. And so today we know, as we're in the right place and the right time, that we are here to experience an elevation of our consciousness as we are reminded of the truths that we know, that we practice, that we have studied. And as we are reminded, we choose to live this teaching every day in every way, for we know that this is divine truth. We give thanks, we release, and together we say, and so it is. So I'd like to ask if there are any new guests here for the first time. Okay, well, we welcome all of you. We welcome first-timers, especially if you were, but we are happy to have you here. And we are going to say now the statement of faith. God is all there is and present everywhere. Theirs is the force of love and wisdom that underlies all existence. Okay, so today's affirmation is, I elevate my consciousness with an attitude of gratitude. And I wanted to welcome everybody with one phrase that you're familiar with, that we are a down-to-earth, out-of-this-world church creating heaven on earth. I love that phrase. This is an open and affirming congregation that says no matter what your race, creed, belief system, or national origin, unity leaves no one out. So we are happy to have all of you and welcome lots more just like you. So just remember that it's a good thing to remember when you find people just like you, invite them here. Invite them here to grow and expand and grow and expand their good in their lives. When people know that's what it's about, who doesn't want more of that? So remember to invite people. And I believe we are doing, I'm a little out of order here. So did we do our statement of faith slide?
We did
did that already. Okay. Sorry, it's all new to me.
Now we're all going to stand up and sing together the congregational song, Spirit is in this place.
Okay, good.
Welcome, everyone. We're so glad that you are here with us today. I am Susan Toya, one of your Board of Trustees members. Let us start today by affirming our unity core value, generosity. We believe that the gifts we are blessed with should be shared generously. Let's do that one more time. We believe that the gifts we are blessed with should be shared generously. And today's daily word is kindness. And we affirm, kindness is the language of my heart. Will you do it with me, please? Kindness is the language of my heart. I set the intention today to give from my heart, to show compassion and kindness to everyone we meet. I begin by being kind to myself. I take the time for spiritual self-care and prioritize good nutrition, relaxation, and exercise. I am gentle with myself when I come up short, filling my self-talk with words of affirmation and compassion. Being kind to myself makes being kind to others easy and natural. I am patient and understanding. I seek harmony and accord in my relationships. I let the small irritations go, remaining calm and pleasant. I look for ways to lighten the load of others and don't hesitate to offer a helping hand. My kindness creates the kingdom of heaven on earth. And from Matthew 25:35, for I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. We have some daily announcements. At our special membership meeting last Sunday, 90% of the active members present voted to approve an additional $10,000 credit to the Origins Ministry at the closing of their mortgage refinancing. These funds will ensure that Unity of Jupiter continues operating and opens the possibility of one day purchasing our own facility. Thank you for all of those who participated in the vote. We have some great guest speakers lined up for our Sunday services throughout the month of October, some of whom you already know and love. Our own John Denny will be here next week, October the 9th, and Reverend Judith Elia will return the following week on October the 16th. So mark your calendars. The rest of the month will be announced shortly. And then today is Birthday Sunday, the first Sunday of the month. We wish anyone celebrating a birthday in that month a very joyous and happy day. So happy birthday to our October celebrators. If you are celebrating your birthday in the month of October, please stand and let us wish you a wonderful happy birthday. And now, to lead us into meditation, let's all join together in singing the Surely the Presence.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
Can we have some soft music in the background? Thank you. Just breathe in the advice that you would like to give yourself, that you would listen to, that would tell you about the kindness that is in your heart. Breathe in the aliveness, the possibility of joy. Breathe in the sounds of the birds singing. Breathe in the heartbeat that lives within you. Breathe out all that is necessary, that has kept you in necessary moods and worry and fear, and breathe it all out and allow it to be unnecessary. Release and let go. Release and let go. You are the breath of God. You are the adventure unfolding. You are the exquisite journey that you signed up for and desired and have required. You are the perfect expression right here and right now of life, of love, and of joy. Allow it. Accept it. Savor it. You are all of this and so much more. All of this is you, and you are in everything that is love, everything that is joy, and everything that is good. And so we say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And it is so. And now we have special music.
Let's join together in singing the Our Father. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from error. For the kingdom and the power and the glory are yours, now and forever. Amen.
Hi, folks.
We're so happy to be here. And I got to tell you, I am so happy that Jen is here to play guitar for us.
Hi, everybody.
This is a real special treat, so I'm overjoyed.
Feels like homecoming. I went out and I walked the labyrinth already. So. Really great to see you.
Here's a song that came today as I was walking on my way down, down, down along the sea. My head was full, my heart was heavy. There was little sign of hope, if any. I was blue, blue, blue as the ocean deep. I kept walking on my way, high above the crashing waves, till a still, small voice sang to me, singing, lay it down, all the way onto the ground. Come and lay your worry down. Lay it down, lay it down, lay it down, lay it down from your heart right here, right now. Come, lay all your worry down. I have tried to hold it on, to keep this hurt behind these walls I built, solid and so rock hard. Now the hurt is grown, too big to hold, and now these walls are cracked and broken, falling, yes, they're falling apart.
Oh, so let the tears come rolling down, let them shower to the ground, falling, falling from my heart, singing, lay it down, all the way onto the ground. Come and lay your worry down. Lay it down, lay it down, lay it down, lay it down from your heart right here, right now. Come, lay all your worry down. Whoa, lay them down one by one. Offer each one of them up and turn and know as you walk away that you're not alone. Help is on the way. So here I stand beside this reef, humbled by the pounding sea. Yes, I'm ready to surrender and release. A simple altar I have made, and down upon it I have laid a ring of pebbles for my grief. Oh, and as I turn to walk away, I hear the crashing of the waves that washes my sorrow out to sea. Singing, lay it down, all the way onto the ground. Come and lay your worry down. Lay it down, lay it down, lay it down, lay it down from your heart right here, right now. Come, lay all your worry down. Oh, come, lay all your worry down. Oh,
Jen Erickson.
Thank you, Ross. Thank you all.
Wonderful. I'm not on yet. There we go. There we go. Great. Last week, Bob and I were here to do a talk. Halfway through, well, we both tend to go off the cuff and say what we want to. So,
Wireless is misbehaving.
fumbling with my clothes right now. Okay, so yeah, very good. So we know that those of you who have studied this teaching and taken classes, you know about manifesting, you know about affirmative prayer. And we just wanted to review some of that with you. And Bob came up with some original steps, but just a different way of saying it that might be easy to remember when you need it. And we also, this time, we covered most of what we were going to say last week. And we wanted to focus today on why sometimes it seems not to work. And I know if you've been in this teaching as long as I have, sometimes it seems not to work. In other words, and our founder, Ernest Holmes, with Centers for Spiritual Living, always said, it works by appearing not to work when it doesn't work. In other words, if you have doubts or if you haven't waited long enough and give up or whatnot, it can appear not to work, but it's actually working because it's working with your belief system. So the steps that Bob came up with that helped him remember and might help you remember were see it, say it, sense it. And we'll go over those. And I added savor it, because after you see it, say it, sense it, you need to continue working on it by savoring it every time you think about it, how good it will be to experience that or have that. I also added, because we're trying to do all S's, that it helps to have a strong desire. That's very helpful. It can't be, oh, it would be nice if, but a strong desire has always helped my treatments manifest. And then we said it's really not done until you say thank you. So say thank you is the last step. So those are the 6 S's. Because, until you say thank you, you don't really claim that you have it. And when you finish an affirmative prayer, you should know you have it. You don't know when it's going to manifest, but it's yours right then. And so we wanted to go over, I wanted to read you a quote, because this is one of your best ministers ever, Eric Butterworth, who was, a minister in New York City, had a huge audience, wrote great books. You probably studied some of them. This is from, where did I get it? I don't know. I've just got a quote. And Eric Butterworth said, "The secret of achieving your dreams lies in so vividly imagining them that you literally exude the consciousness of them because you're vibrating with their reality. So you become that." One of the things that we say is, and our David Walker is where we heard this. Some of you may know him. Reverend Dr. David Walker used to be our president, said, "Your dreams are waiting for you to come true." In other words, they're waiting for you to have the consciousness that matches that thing that you're praying for. And so when you come true, then you can manifest that. So that's what Dr. Butterworth is saying here, covering 2 things, that you must so vividly imagine them that you exude that consciousness, you exude that reality. So you can't say to yourself, "I want to be rich," and then say, "But I'm really poor." You've got to come true to that statement. You've got to feel rich in consciousness for that to be your reality for that to be attracted to you. So that's a review of what we did last week. And now I'd like to invite, we're going to cover like 6 ways that you can impede it from happening. And Bob is going to start with the first couple.
And I'm a specialist on how to impede it. Any of you ever had any special training on how to undo the very thing you want to do most? So I want to start off with something. This is probably your typical morning. I'm going to start off with my typical morning. I get up in the morning and I gently, gracefully, and beautifully slide out of bed. And as I slide out of bed, I say, oh my God, it's wonderful to be alive. I know you all say that. And then I go into the bathroom and I turn on the water and it's just exactly the right temperature after a few minutes. And I wash my face, and as I'm looking at my face in the mirror, I say, this is the perfect face for a man your age who's lived the life you've lived and eaten the way you've eaten. How could you ask for anything more? And then I quietly, smoothly, gently, beautifully walk into the other room and stand on the scale and say, you've reached your perfect weight for the food you eat. Isn't this wonderful? Aren't you happy? You all have this, you see, because your thoughts are your prayers. What you call your prayers are the standard that you need to use or consider for your prayers. Now, I sometimes, this has happened a couple of times, gotten up in the morning and said, oh my God, it hurts. And then I go to the bathroom and say, oh my God, you're ugly. And then I go to the scale and say, oh my God, how could you be so heavy? And then I pray for divine guidance. And divine guidance always seems just a little further away because I walk a little slower because I'm getting older. You see, so the fundamental thing I want to talk about today that gets in the way of our having our treatments or our prayers come true is the core belief that we don't know we have that we're not enough. We all, unfortunately, have been raised with a not enoughness consciousness drummed into us. All you have to do is watch the bad news on television every day, interrupted by commercials that tell you that you're not enough. And that if you took the medicine that they prescribe for you, it also might not be enough and you might die from it, but you probably would have better skin. If you think about the commercials and the advertisements, you are being told almost every other, you're not enough. I was told the other day, and you may not believe this, that my life would be better if I had a Cadillac Escalade. I was also told I deserve a Mercedes. I went to the Mercedes dealer and I said, I deserve a Mercedes. And they said, let me see your credit score. And they said, no, you don't. And I couldn't put those two together because I make some money and they said, you need to make a lot of money. But this not enoughness is the undercurrent. It's the tone. It's that current that we don't realize is operating that undoes us. It's the kind of thing, here now I'm gonna do this. You've all done this, I'm sure. I bought a lottery ticket, I'm excited, I'm gonna win. Oh my God, I'll have all kinds of family relatives bugging me. I have to get a lawyer, I need to move out of town, I need to have my phone disconnected. Oh my God, I'm tired just thinking about winning the lottery. I don't know that I want to win. I want the money, but I'm not sure I want to win. You see, because what kicks in as soon as I think about having that kind of abundance is how ill-prepared, ill-equipped, and how unskilled I am to manage all of that. That's my core belief. Or my core belief is whatever I need will unfold exactly the way it needs to. Divine mind working through me will guide me exactly the way I need to be guided, and I will be able to garner all of the joy and love that comes with $68 million. I can do this. You see, but we don't often have that. So what happens is we have the prayer, and I don't know about you, but I even have a little bit of reverb in my prayer, and it pausing just right. I sound a lot like Burt Lancaster. And I deliver the prayer, and I know that God hears my prayer and says, wow, that was really good. And then when I get done, I say, I hope it works. Any of you ever done that? And then you go back and dissect the prayer and wonder what you've got to do to make it work, like God needs help. I know, God, I told you I need this, but let me see, if I do this and that, do you think that'll help? And God says, yeah, that would help for sure. You need to do a few more things. Why don't you just do it, Bob, and I'll watch. Because a lot of our prayer, unfortunately, is we ask for something and then we try to do it ourselves. If you're married, you know exactly what that's like. If you have a really good partner who's just one step ahead of you, she will say to you, it happens to be in my case a she, who will say, Bob, just give me the phone. and then she will do it, and she did it really well. She's on my side, she's helping me, but we're often not on our own side, and we often don't choose the right side to be on of our prayer. So we undo it. So the first thing is not to undo your prayer by having yourself be less than enough. If you can, get up in the morning and say, those mockingbirds, they're not mocking anybody. They're singing to me. They're singing my song. And I love the way they sing, and I love that they would sing to me every morning. In fact, they start practicing before the sun even comes up. That's how valuable I am in their life and how valuable they are in my life. And we begin this exquisite dance with life that says, yes, this is what I'm here for. So the undoing this is the first obstacle. We often believe we're not enough. Now let's go one step further with the not enough. How many of you, I won't ask you to raise your hands, but how many of you have had the experience when you were a kid growing up of doing something that was just terrible? I mean, just terrible. Like you didn't eat all your peas or vegetables. I mean, really bad. And your parents looked at you and they said, I am so ashamed of you. Go to your room and think about it. I didn't have a room, actually. 7 kids, there's no room. But there was no space for any of us. But I would go wherever in the corner and I would think about it. And I would say, I don't like peas. And they would say, think about it some more. The first thing that they did is they banished us. They told us they were taking themselves away from us, or we needed to take themselves away from them because we weren't the kind of people they wanted to be with. Not permanently, but for at least a little while to give you kind of a warm-up idea of what it likes to be alone and isolated and abandoned. So what's the first thing that we learn? We may not belong. And if we think we don't belong, one of the things we do is we start looking for evidence that that's true or not true because we want to be safe. Have you ever gone to a party and said, I hope I look good? I hope this is the right outfit? Have you ever walked in and felt like a stranger and uncomfortable and not sure because you just didn't know whether you belonged or not, even though you were invited? We actually can live our entire lives not belonging. So then how could we belong to our good? How could our good belong to us if we have diminished our value by saying, I'm not enough? A great TED Talk, trying to think of her name now. It'll come to. She's just like a social worker, master's, PhD social worker, incredible. Does it? Brene Brown. She does an entire TED Talk on this subject of not enough. It is so rich. It's the foundation that we need to have for ourselves to be grounded enough to have prayers that would come true. We need to be able to claim our good. Dr. David Walker, and this is one of my favorite stories, tells the story. He was at a very, very wealthy family's party, which he'd never been to, and he didn't grow up in great wealth, so he felt out of place and like he didn't belong. But he went anyway. And he's sitting at the table, and the person came up, the waiter came up and said, excuse me, sir, do you require cream for your coffee? I desire it. I didn't know I could require it. I guess I do. And what happened from that point on is he said, you know, there's a difference between what you desire and what you require. Do you require that good come to you? Do you require that good come through you? Do you require that God listen to you and that you listen to God? Or do you just hope for it, desire it, live on the edge of it, and think other people should get a better deal than you? You see, if it's a requirement, it's hard to walk around it. Every time I have cream in my coffee, I think, I require this. It makes me feel good. It makes the coffee taste a little better. Why don't you require the very best of yourself and of everything in your universe and know that you're up to that because you're good enough? You really are. You may not realize it. I saw some of you when you came in. Some of you have the most amazing eyes. There's light in them. They're beautiful. Some of you, unlike myself, have beautiful hair. I have hair envy. I noticed that. Since I've given up most of mine, I notice all of the different ways people can wear and have hair, And it's amazing that just that alone is so individual, unique, and something to look at. Now, I'm going to shift a little bit. I'm going to give it to Judith because otherwise I'll talk the entire time and it's not going to go well. My dog, we've had dogs all of our lives. Our dogs have been trained right. They were taught from the very beginning they were enough. You're a puppy, you're enough. My dog was so thrilled that I was thrilled that she or he went outside to do his business. He could see how excited I was and how pleased I was. From that point on, because he knew how important that was to me, whenever I would go to do my business, he would follow me. You see, I'll be with you while you do your business. I know you want to be with me when you... I get how important it is. My dog learned something that was really important, which is that validation from other people and from ourselves is really important. To be told, you are amazing. To hear that. My dog never, actually we've had a bunch of different dogs, a bull mastiff, three standard poodles, a miniature poodle, a Shih Tzu mix who was mixed up, got lost a lot, ran away, was a shelter dog, was ours. We've all been shelter dogs at some point in our lives for at least a few minutes. But each of these dogs grew up believing that they were enough. And because they believed they were enough, they could sleep on the floor and it was fine. They didn't sleep, I'll sleep on the floor. I guess there's no room in the bed for me. No, they slept wherever they were. I would give them table scraps and they would say, I love scraps. Oh my God, yes. We go to a restaurant and say, why am I being served like a second-rate citizen? Why aren't I getting better service here? See, what shows up is often the judge, and the judge of other people is what happens to us when we're coming from the place of I'm not enough. And that I'm not enough makes us critical of everything and everyone because that's at least one thing we can be in control of. If we could give up the critic, we could give up the idea that we're not enough. I don't think there's anything we can't have. Now, I'm going to diverge a little bit from that. I told you last week that I think I told you last week. I don't know what I tell people every time. I'm getting older now. I'm an artist. I started drawing in 1971, and I got excited about my artwork, and I finally took my artwork to a really fine gallery, and the fine gallery looked at my work and said, "Are you famous?" And I said, "No." And the gallery owner, arrogant, said, "Well, come back when you are." I said, "Well, how do I do that?" He said, "I don't know. That's your problem, isn't it?" So I left. What I did is what you probably would do. I got depressed. Didn't like myself anymore. I'm never going to draw another picture. I pouted for at least 3 or 4 days. Nobody saw the pout. It didn't work, didn't help, so I stopped. Then I went to the print store and I had cards printed. Robert Luckin, famous artist. Went to the gallery across the street, gave him the card. He looked at the card, smiled. "Let me see the portfolio." He said, "It could happen. I'm going to show your work." So he showed my work. I had a show. A year later, I bought the gallery across the street. I fired the guy who told me to come back when I was famous. Fast forward 50 years. Now, why I'm sharing this story is because 50 years later, I'm still drawing. Do you think I have all the confidence I need? Do you think I feel confident that I'll be successful at whatever I do when it comes to my artwork? I'm still 50 years behind the times, and that's not the way I like it. So I submit my work to CBS Sunday Morning, national program. I want you to know it took me 3 months to submit my work to them, even though I had it sitting in a portfolio with a mailing address on it. It took me 3 months because I didn't have the courage to send it. Now, why I'm sharing that with you is you can do all the work you want to do, all the growing you want to do, and there's still some small part of you that says you're not enough. You're not good enough. I sent it to them, and sure enough, they didn't respond. See, I knew. I'm good, but not that good. Then I got a letter from them saying the reason they didn't respond was because it went to the station and headquarters, and everybody's living remote because it was during the pandemic, and they just got it, and they love it. They love the work. It's wonderful. And now they show it regularly. Last week they showed 2 pieces. The week before that they showed 3 pieces. I'm a regular now on CBS Sunday Morning, a nationally televised program. Yeah. The big deal is not being on the program. The big deal is being willing to require of myself but I take that chance to express myself in a creative way and share that. Are you willing to step out on the edge of your own dream? See, this is the most important thing I'll probably say today. Many of us like our dreams, and we like living them inside, and we don't want to test them because we don't want them to fail and then have no dream. So we walk up to the edge, and then we say, I'll just hold on to the dream. I'm massaging the dream. I'm massaging how good it feels to have a dream. The next step is, what do I need to do to have it manifest? What am I willing to do to have it manifest? So we often fail because we're busy massaging how it feels. Our dreams are like fixes, or they're possibilities of a future that we can claim. You have no idea how much fun it is to be up here.
Right. So thank you, Bob. That was wonderful. Let me see how much time we have. Okay, so besides undoing it by taking the worry back, which is often what we do, we do our strongest prayers or treatments when we're scared, and they can be very powerful. That's a powerful emotion. But then as soon as you get it done, you start worrying about it again, you undo it. So you have to learn not to worry and do an affirmation every time you find yourself starting to worry, because that just totally undoes it. One of the things you need to know is it may take you longer for this manifestation to occur than you expect. You want it now. And we always treat in the now or pray right now. This is happening right now. But it may take a while because it's waiting for you to come true, remember? And so when I first started learning this, I had some magnificent demonstrations, we call it, when you manifest what you're desiring. I had some magnificent ones. So I really believed it. I said, man, this works. Including the health of my son, which was fabulous, demonstrated my dream home, it was fabulous. And so I believed it. And then I noticed that sometimes it was taking longer than I expected. So what I started doing from my classwork is I had a little black book, and I wrote down everything that I was praying for. And then when I got it, I would do a check mark and write the day so I could see how long it took to manifest those things. It's pretty affirming. It's pretty affirming that this stuff works. and it's a shame for anybody not to know it and improve their lives. But like one of the things that I was working on, because I was miserably married at the time, different husband, and I was treating for a loving, harmonious relationship. That's what I wanted. Just wanted him to change. That's all, so I could have a loving, harmonious relationship. And that took a long time. That took 6 years and a divorce. And then I found a loving, harmonious relationship. So you have to be careful. I never prayed or treated for him to change, but that's what I wanted, of course. And you can't do that. Can't change other people. And but I was astounded that I did actually get what I was praying for. It just took six years. And sometimes it does, and that's okay. You don't give up on it and say, well, this isn't working. This isn't happening. It will happen when you come true to your dream. And sometimes you have to do things that make you uncomfortable. I didn't want to get a divorce. I liked a lot of what I had and my children's stable family. I didn't want to get a divorce. But sometimes you have to do hard things to get what you really want. So I did. And another point that's really important, because we all want everything that we want, right? And sometimes our challenges, saying that rather than problems or diseases or things like that, our challenges are for us. They're not what we want, they're not comfortable, but we often have greater growth from overcoming our challenges than from everything going our way. When everything goes your way, you don't understand why other people are suffering. And then when you have a few challenges that you have to work a little harder to overcome, you have more empathy and understanding and sympathy for others. So I really believe that whatever is best, even if you don't like it. You're going to grow from it. And you can pray and treat for something better, but I really believe that whatever is best, and that keeps you from falling into, why me, God? Why do I have to have this uncomfortable or sad situation? That gets you nowhere except self-pity. So just know that even if you don't like it, even if it's even painful, this too is for my highest and best good. Because that kind of acceptance allows you to roll out of it too. You know, when you fight against it, that's not the right consciousness or vibration that you want. I have also found, that your prayer partners and your ministers pray for you. And I have found that when I pray and do treatment for others, sometimes we have marvelous demonstrations and sometimes we don't. I do better with my own than for someone else. And the reason is, and that was particularly true after I became a minister, because I was praying for a lot of people. And so you increase the numbers, but also it's their consciousness. I can pray for them, but it's their consciousness that is what manifests. I can urge that along, and when they hear my words, it helps them believe it for themselves. But ultimately, it's their consciousness. And so when you're doing work for other people, know that you can help, but their dreams are waiting for them to come true. So you can't take that personally. And last but not least, and I've had personal experience of this recently, is that the worst case scenario, death, is not a tragedy. It seems like a tragedy. You didn't get what you wanted. You didn't want this person to die, or you didn't think you wanted to die. But death is not a tragedy. It's really an opening up to glory, And I know this because my son just died in August. And I'm trying not to cry. But the interesting thing is that I, of course, believe in an afterlife. And he was really suffering with a disease for the whole summer. And, when I first learned that he made his transition, I cried and boo-hooed as loud as I ever have, although we were expecting it. What I heard was, Mom, this is not a tragedy. This is not a tragedy. This is great. I'm free. I love it. So don't feel bad that this is a terrible thing. It's not. And he did not believe in an afterlife. He was an agnostic, probably a clear atheist, really. He was a scientist. He was we called him our rocket scientist. So he only believed in science. I raised him in the church, but he threw that away as soon as he became a Duke University engineer, and so it was out for him. So I said to him, because he talks to me now when I talk to him, some people, his father thinks I'm imagining it, but I think it's pretty clear he's talking to me. And I said, you haven't apologized to me. Because I told you there's an afterlife. And he said, well, it's just so self-evident when you're here. I never gave it a thought to apologize. I go, I'm waiting. He says, okay, you're right, I was wrong. He said, but it's, please don't cry for me. This is wonderful. And I'm very happy. So that's very helpful. All his wife and other people are not happy with me. They say, why isn't he talking to me? And I said, well, I guess you haven't meditated for 45 years, something like that. You know, I can hear him. And I heard my father when he died. He talked to me too. So there is great benefit in working on your spirituality through meditation and being still and quieting your own voice. So that is my final point, that even if the worst case scenario happens, it's still not a tragedy. And so it is. Thank you.
Get on the right page. Now we move into our celebration of abundance, our opportunity to give back from our financial abundance. Let's read the Unity of Jupiter Prosperity Blessing together. If you'll join me. Unity of Jupiter Prosperity Blessing. In a universe overflowing with the abundance of good, we acknowledge God is the source of all our blessings. We affirm our receptivity and acceptance of this good from every direction, known and unknown, expected and unexpected. Our abundant good comes to us now. Thank you, God, and so it is. There are many ways to give. You can drop your gift off in the basket that'll be going around. You can give digitally through our website or the Unity QR code, or through PayPal on the PayPal QR code, both of which are available on the laminated signs posted throughout the church. You can text your donation to 561-581-1119. You can also give by credit card in our bookstore, or fill out a credit card donation form and drop it in the basket or leave it in the bookstore. Most of these options can be set up for a recurring giving. To keep our time of giving sacred, I would like you to now take your gift in your hands and bless it. You are planting the seeds to your own prosperity and giving back to God from the abundance that has already been provided for you. Breathe life into your gift and thank God that you have this gift to give. Now affirm with me the offertory blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give, and all that I receive.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow if I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you don't let show. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. So just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can carry, I'm right up the road. I'll share your load if you just call me. Call me. Call me. Oh, baby, now call me.
Thanks, folks.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much, Jen.
Come forward now. Let's bless this offering. And by the way, I'd like to thank you for having those QR codes available. I tend to walk around with no checks or things like that, and so it was wonderful just to scan that and be able to contribute to this wonderful church and center. So let's give thanks for this offering. I like to put my hands. So let's give thanks for this offering. We know that it blesses and enriches this healing facility, this wonderful community of people who can support one another, enrich one another, help one another, and help each one celebrate life. We know that we're all growing and expanding in consciousness and becoming better and better. We give thanks, we release, and together we say, Amen. So it is. Amen. All right, we have some.